Blessed be my witches, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are finally getting around to the fourth part of our Chakra Oil series, and that is the heart chakra. I do apologize, but there was some information that just needed to be put out there. Anyways, so I'm very excited to be able to do this video for you because I know a lot of you are very interested, and a lot of people were saying how they would love to purchase some of my oils and whatnot. So I just wanted to let you know that that is coming, y'all. I'm so sorry it's taking so long, but you know how life has a way of bringing you in other directions, and that's what's going on right now in the Witch Please family. We are, changing some things up around here so that we can provide you with some of the things, that oils that we make, and the smudging wands and the dream catchers and whatever else that we do, the Ouija boards, all of those things. And on top of that, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. We are opening our school to the public, so people who want to learn from me the basics of the craft all the way up to priesthood, and they're going to be accredited for it and whatnot. So that is also coming, y'all. So if you're wondering why it took so long for this video, now you know. Alright, so enough about that. Let's get right into the heart chakra. Now, the heart chakra to me is such an important chakra. Oh, look, y'all, we've got spirit here. Hello. The heart chakra is a very, very important chakra because it is the chakra that allows you to feel unconditional love. Now, I don't want to go too much into this with you because I want to do a video on what love is and how to understand love better. So, I'll give you a little bit of the information, but we will be delving deeper into that in another episode. So, the heart chakra, it's about how you love. Okay, how you love others, how you love yourself. Can you receive love? Can you give love? Right? The thing that we don't understand about love is that we think that love has to be a certain way. If somebody is loving you in a way that you're not used to, or society or your family or whatever tells you that that's not what love is, we automatically assume that it's not love, when in actuality it truly is love. Right? It is just a different form of love. We heard of tough love before. We've heard of all of these other kinds of love. Parents will go out and take care of their children, and they may not be the most emotionally available parents, but that is their love language. That's what they know to do. That's how they know to show love. Does it negate not being there? No, they are there. They're there in a different form. Right? So for them, this is the best way that they can show love. Do you see what I mean? So we have to kind of understand what love is. Now, considering this chakra is strongly connected with love, this is the one that you want to work with if you are having a difficult time being able to A, receive love, or B, be able to give love in a way that somebody else is used to or what they know. So, if you look at it from that perspective, then you will see that love this is the one that allows for you to be able to develop your love language in essence. I'm sure a lot of you have heard the story of the Tower of Babel and how everything went all apoplectic because no one could understand themselves or understand each other. It is about we don't know how to communicate, heart to heart, soul to soul, yod to yod. We don't know how to do that anymore. We hold a belief or an ideal of what love is. Right? And we go through a plethora of pain and a plethora of anger and disappointment and resentment. Love language is very different. It does not go on conscious mind. It goes on what we intuitively feel, what we know within our heart. Okay? So we have to start learning how to be able to connect deeper with the heart chakra and understanding other people's love language. Now, I've had many people say to me before, oh, well, Odin, this kind of goes outside of what I have heard or what I have learned in, my years of practicing, working with the chakras. The chakra is about universal love, and it's about, this, that, and the other. And yes, honey, it is. But we need to go a little deeper. And we need to understand that, yes, it is very strongly connected with the above realms, but that does not negate the below realms. It does not negate learning how to speak the love language effectively. We see someone on the street and they're suffering, and our heart goes out. That's a love language. Okay? When we feel that we're hurt by somebody because they have disappointed us, because we can't understand their love language, where does it hurt, boo-boos? Where does it hurt? It hurts in the heart. It hurts in this area. Now, it is also said that the soul sits in the thymus gland, which is right on top of the heart chakra. So think about that for another second. Okay? That shows you how important the soul sits on the heart chakra in a lot of different belief structures. Okay? Where is the heart chakra associated with in the world meridian? It is associated with Stonehenge. Okay? So, y'all, we need to start really thinking about our own love language. We need to start understanding working with our heart chakra. Okay, we need to start realizing the power that it holds when it comes to loving the self, loving your fellow man, receiving love from other people, and understanding the love language, so that when someone takes an action that is within the best intent and with all the love that they can, if you don't understand it, you can still at least acknowledge and have some sort of semblance of the love that they're trying to give to you. Alright, so what are you going to need for today's heart chakra oil? You are going to need your pure almond extract, long associated with love. Now, actually, I'm going to take a second right here, and I'm going to talk about one of our Witch Please family members who said, wow, Odin, I've noticed that a lot of your oils and a lot of the herbs that you use have a strong association with love. Is that for a reason? Do you do that for a reason? And I do, my witches. I absolutely do. If what you seeketh you can't find within thee, you'll never find without thee. Okay, and I don't know about y'all, but I know for me I want to be a being of love. Okay? Love is my sword and my shield. Love is the thing that propels me forward. Love is the reason why I do what I do. Right? Magic all starts from within. It's the intent. And if you're standing on a foundation of love, honey, you will give love. You will master, you will manifest, you will create via love. So, the botanicals that you use, right, if they come from an intent of love and acceptance and connectivity and so on and so forth, honey, they're going to do the same thing that, let's say, someone who has a negative connotation is going to do, but they're going to do it in a more gentle and loving way. Do you see what I mean? Master the self, which is, when you master the self, your magic you master as well. Now, of course, there is duality, and there's people who want to spend the majority of their time in anger and hatred, and they create magic. And I hear all the time, oh, Odin, I cast this spell, and it was volatile. This and this and this happened. And I always ask them, I said, okay, so where are you coming from? Where were you creating this magic from? Were you creating it from a place of love, or were you creating it from a place of anger, fear, resentment, greed, jealousy, whatever it may be? Okay? Misunderstanding someone, misunderstanding their love language. Where were you coming from when you cast at this precise time? Okay? And the funny thing about it is, 9 times out of 10, you will find that the place the person was coming from had a volatile energy to it. It had a negative, active energy to it. Now, let me tell you something like this. I don't want witches to be thinking that, you can be strong and hardcore when it comes to having this chakra on lock and doing what need be done, because you can. Don't mistake using love as your universal connection, which is the strongest universal connection. Don't mistake that as being weak. Right? Because you're going to come up short. It doesn't work like that. Love is very powerful, right? And love will transform, but it transforms in a way that's more palatable. It transforms in a way that allows people to not be damaged by it. Okay? So this is the reason why I always feel that it's very important to have this chakra on lock. You always want to have this chakra on lock, because no matter what you do, you want to come from a place of love and connectivity. So what you gonna need for this? Well, you're gonna need your sweet almond oil, longly associated with love. So this is gonna be your base oil. You are going to need some jasmine, chamomile, marjoram, lavender, and rose absolute. You're going to need some of. Now again, you can use dry herbs. My witches, if you do not have the oils, use the dry herbs. I had another Witch Please family member who was like, whoo, This oil is the bomb. 4 days of praying over it and I got a new job. You know who you are if you're watching this. Big up. I love that you made that comment. Thank you very much. They just use herbs, right? So don't feel like you need to be buying these oils and trying to find these oils. Which, by the way, when we open the shop, we will be selling these bad boys too. But yes, in the meantime, my witches, use the botanicals if that's all you have. All right. So first, we're going to start off with jasmine. Jasmine is great for calming. Jasmine is great for allowing people to see things differently. Jasmine is great for understanding the self. Jasmine is great for associating things that you've been through with situations that you are currently in. Connecting, honey, connect the dots. You'll be surprised. Once you start connecting the dots, it gives you perspective, boo, that you're knock your wig back, right? Just it shocks you. Right? And that's why I love to have jasmine, because it gives you the ability to be able to see things in a different way. It allows you to be able to connect dots. It opens your eyes. But you know how it opens your eyes? It opens your eyes by opening your heart. Okay? Allowing you to feel the divine around you, how they work, what they show, why they're there, why they brought us here. Right? It allows you to look at things in a bigger picture. It allows you to connect with everything that is around you. Whether you think it's animate, inanimate, or whatever it is, it allows you to be able to see clearer. So we are going to be adding in 13 drops of the jasmine oil. All right, so the next one that we're going to be using is some chamomile, or I like to call it chamomile. We're going to be using some chamomile. Now, why do we use chamomile? When it comes to self-exploration, y'all need a break. You need to be able to get that moment of peace, because transformation and self-exploration and open yourself to love and to give love and to be loved is not an easy thing to do. We have been conditioned to feel fear. We have been conditioned to want and hold and possess and control and dominate and this and that. We do all of these things, honey, because we don't want to get hurt. Right? But what we don't understand is, while we're not trying to get hurt, we're hurting other people around us. Right? So we need to calm that stuff down. We need to be able to find a peace and a resilience within inside of ourselves. And honey, when it comes to chamomile, chamomile is the bee's knees. All right? It allows you to be able to take stock of what you're feeling, what's going on in your emotional self. It allows for you to be able to not panic, but to be able to slow down for a moment, right? Think about it. What's really going on? Why am I feeling this way? Now, I know we did the video about knowing and understanding your emotions, honey. Chamomile is powerful when it comes to that. It is a mild sedative that allows for all of those emotions that come up with exploration to be able to slow down a little bit. Just allows it to not become overpowering to you. Now, there's other botanicals for the Witch Please family who want to know that you can use in a pinch. You can use valerian, is really good with that. Kava Kava is another really good one when it comes to things like this. I choose chamomile because I like the fragrance, but the other two can be substituted absolutely, because they allow for one to have the peace of self to be able to progress forward when triggers come up that try and derail you. And we are going to be adding in 13 drops of this. All right, so the next one we are going to be using is going to be marjoram. People, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, marjoram? I didn't even know you can get that in an oil form. Yes, my witches, you can. And marjoram is good when it comes to taking care of your internal home. Get rid of the debris, you see. The problem is, with the damages that we go through, we get cut and we don't heal those wounds, right? We're not left with scars. We're bleeding out on everybody, right? Who comes close enough to us. So we need to clean our house. We need to take all that baggage out, okay, of our conscious mind that is building up around our heart, making our heart hard. This gives you the sense of home. It gives you the sense of feeling safe within the actions and the transformations that you are taking, right? To be able to better yourself, honey. We all want love. But we don't understand is that we want love because we want to feel that sense of home, that sense of belonging, that sense of all of these things, yet we keep this hardened heart focusing on trying to protect ourselves from somebody, lying to ourselves and them, not giving them what they deserve and expecting them to give us what we need, my witches. It doesn't work like that. Build your home, honey. Build your home. Cleanse your home, right? And open those doors so when someone comes in, baby, they're in a house filled with love, right? And we are going to be adding in 13 drops of this. The next one we're going to be using is some lavender. Lavandula officinalis. Now, why do we use lavender, honey? Lavender is good for luck. It is good for love. It is good for self-exploration of love. It's good for strengthening bonds. It is great for creating bonds. It is great for creating connection. It is great for understanding. It is great for supporting people through difficult times. Honey, lavender is probably, that and lemongrass are probably my two favorite, I would have to say. It's great for bringing in that sense of family, home, safety, love, connection, support, stability, foundations, all of these things. And when you're working with marjoram on top of this as well, you know what I mean? And you're cleaning your house, okay? You're getting your house in order. Right? You want to put in that vibration of love and understanding and support and connectivity. You want to be able to be, and I know this is going to sound so cliche, but you want to be able to be that change you want to see in others, okay? We all talk a big talk, honey. You know, like Miss Maya Angelou said, you know, you need to practice what you preach. And she messes up all the time. She said, I mess up all the time. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I mess up all the time too. We live in this dense world, but the reality is, darling, as long as you're working towards something, as long as you are trying your best, because that's all you can do, boo, trying your best to be the best person, honey. And things like this, things like lavender allow you to be able to create the internal and external vibration needed to support you living your truth, honey. And we're going to be putting in 13 drops of this lavender so that we can live the truth of what we preach. So the last one we're going to be using is Rose Absolute. Now y'all know how I feel about rose. Rose is one of the most perfect botanicals. It is loving, it is great for support, it is great for perfection, it is great for transformation, evolution, enlightenment, spiritual gain. Honey, you know, that's why we have the rose ritual and so on. It's such a powerful, powerful botanical. It entices you, but it also has its protective nature, darling. We want to have rose in there. We want to be able to, you know, show and be. It is about you, honey. It is about perfecting you, becoming the best you can be. Now, this does not mean that you're going to have to be like everybody else because, honey, there's only one you. Only one you. And this is about finding that strength, finding the beauty and the enticitiveness that is in being you. All right? What you bring to this reality, why you're here. Do you see what I'm saying? We're all beacons of love, darling. When we are in the womb, you can see the heart right at the beginning. The whole body is formed around the heart. Think about that. So, this is about strengthening your heart, being the best you can be, to be able to be a conduit of giving and receiving love to your fellow man. And we are going to be putting in 13 drops of this. I also wanted to let you know, when I said earlier that this is the perfect botanical, I want you to know that the heart is perfect too. Okay? Love is perfect. So I couldn't think of a better botanical to use to represent the heart chakra than rose. Now this is a heart that is not hardened. It is not jaded. It is not suffering. The heart in its purest form has the ability to transform worlds. It is complete and utter perfection. And we have to start really getting back to a point where that is what guides us, not illusion. All right, my witches, so now we're going to stir this clockwise. And we're going to take a little smell. Yep, that's it. I love this. All right, so now we're going to add our sweet almond oil, which is our base oil. And there you have it, my witches. Your heart chakra oil. When you're going through times where, it's hard to love somebody sometimes. And sometimes it's even harder to love yourself. This is where I go. This is my go-to. When I'm struggling with something where I have to make a decision to love somebody, even through my illusions or the illusion surrounding, or if I have to take the step of loving myself rather than, being that being of love for everybody else. My heart chakra oil is the first one that I go to. And I will anoint candles with this. I will anoint my heart chakra with this. I will put it in bath bombs. I will put it on sigils that I make, honey. There's so many different ways that I have used this. I use it on an oil burner. I will anoint things in my home, my clothing, you name it. You name it. The sky is the limit. I even will take this, put some drops in my hand if I'm going to do some volunteer work and stuff like that, and I'll rub it into my hands so that anything that I do with my hands is coming from a place of pure unconditional love. Alright, so that is our episode for today. Now, for those of you who are interested in doing the Witchcraft 101 course training with me, or interested in purchasing some of our products, let me know so that I can get back to you guys with emails of the information, dates that we're going to start selling stuff and whatnot. I said I have a lot of people who are really interested in us doing this, so I just want to be as much of a support to the Witch Please family as I can. If you have not pressed subscribe, you need to press subscribe, join the Witch Please family, and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below. If you have not pressed like or that bell icon, you need to press like and hit that bell icon so you're notified when a new video comes out, because you don't want to miss the thing. I said it before, my witches, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you're always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch. Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.